It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
It's time for the morning show on XL7-TV. I'm Bob Recknell. This is Scooter. What the heck is that?
I'm calling in the reindeer. What? Get it?
No.
Okay. Come on, dear.
This is Scooter, single bell and a blowhorn Scooter.
Figure that would get you
Scott
this morning.
Callies.
I was looking all
Where
over
did
for
you come
something
up
to
with that idea?
There's a lot that rolls around up here.
That's because there's a lot of space in one little ball bearing up there.
Not much that sticks, but
Because if you put a ball bearing in a jar and just roll it, it'll just continue to go.
I figured this would catch you off
That's
guard.
exactly what you've got going on. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Come here, dear.
Come
See,
here,
it works.
dear. Come see my little bell.
That's my mom's way of doing that. You know how to call deer. Come here, dear. It works. You can give that to my mom right there.
This has been the morning show on XL7 TV. I don't know if I can do this all day.
I think I'm going home.
I think I'm up and out of here.
We need to go to prayer.
You need some prayer. Why don't you say the prayer this morning?
Go ahead. You've already got it planned out, and I'm working on graphics. So.
You're working on graphics.
And my deer call.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's a grunt.
It's a grunt. Life's a grunt. And then you get a bell.
There you go. On the end of your deer call. See, that's how you get reindeer. That's the difference. I'm not calling in regular deer. I'm calling in the reindeer.
The reindeer will be, ooh, yeah.
And then the bell, they know it's reindeer.
They know the bell.
Yeah, they can decipher between the two.
Mm-hmm. Did you see any deer coming in this morning?
I did not.
Good gosh.
I did not. I seen
I didn't
some
get
coming
out of
home
my
last
driveway.
night, but not this
I didn't
morning.
get out of my driveway without seeing at least 6.
Whew.
Yeah.
I've got them coming through my backyard, though. Whew.
Do you?
Yeah, in droves.
They come hang out in my backyard. Yeah. Yep.
They're not worried about your backyard unless Robert's there.
No, they're not worried about them. They're still not worried about them at that point. Yeah. Don't hunt in the backyard. You can only hunt in the front.
I get it. Okay, can you drive into the back? Correct?
No.
No. You don't. Oh, you don't hunt back in the back open.
Behind that, no, you can't hunt back there. Houses are too close.
Oh, okay.
But you can hunt in the front because it goes down into the valley. So you're shooting down into the dirt.
Gotcha.
So you can hunt in the front.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So it's not too bad.
I don't hunt around mine unless it's bow or something.
So I know you were out of town last night, so you didn't go to Celebration of Lights last night.
No, I am. I've got it on my plans for tonight.
Sure you do.
I do.
Because tomorrow night it's going to be too cold.
Yep.
And Santa's not coming to town.
I'm going to bring my reindeer call and call.
And your bell?
Yep, and my bell. Yeah, that way they can cipher between. I don't want just deer. I want reindeer.
And they can say, oh, there's Scooter.
Yeah.
Let's go say hi to Scooter.
Yep.
You're sick.
I'm a messed up individual. Just ask your son last night on the ride.
Is this chemically induced or is this natural?
It's natural. It's all that.
It's
I
all
get it from my mom.
From your mom?
Yes, yeah, it comes in on her side of the family.
Uh-huh. And she's watching this morning, so you'll be getting a text from her here in a minute.
Oh, I'm sure she is. Yeah, I'll be hearing. But she'll be proud to know that I showed off her deer call theory.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
The come here deer theory.
yeah, and she does that for all sorts of animals that you're hunting. She'll call them in.
Then they come.
She'll call them in.
She'll call.
Well,
She'll make the call.
She will be pretty proud I brought that up. She thinks that's the funniest thing.
This is the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time for the morning prayer. Brought to you by Roller Funeral Home. With all our respect, it's not just their motto, it's the way they do business all across the state of Arkansas. 29 locations to serve you, 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. And now the morning prayer. Lord, it is the season for Christmas. And Lord, we know that your son is the reason for this season. And we just thank you for sending him to relieve us of all our bad doings, Lord. And we know that there's only one way to you is through your son. And Lord, we just pray that people realize that and deal with that accordingly. Lord, we pray for the family of Sat Schweitzer as he lost his life yesterday. Lord, and we just pray that you'll comfort the family as they deal with the sorrow that comes along with that. Lord, I say a special prayer for my cousin Steve, who is in northern Illinois and dealing with lung cancer, and now he's been diagnosed with COVID. And we just pray that you will be with him and his family as they deal with that. And Lord, we also pray for one of the main ladies of the City of Mountain Home. I won't mention her name, but she's living in Bentonville at this time. Lord, she has been diagnosed with COVID and having a rough go of it. We just pray that you'll be with her and her family through Christmas. This will change all of their plans. Lord, be with those that are traveling and be with those that are staying home and having people come travel to them. Lord, it's Christmas week, and we just thank you for all of that. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas, with all our respect. If you don't know where they're located, take a trip up Highway 5 North. Look for the biggest American flag you've probably ever seen. Take a right-hand turn. Go see them about pre-planning, funeral services, mausoleum, and such. Go talk to them. They'll be glad to help you. Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. And now we're going to have a quick word from Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z-Team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty here in Mountain Home. 870-405-0793 is their phone number. Retiredtoarkansas.net is their website. And now a word from the Z-Team.
Gather round the radio, boys and girls. I have a little story to tell. 'Twas the night before listing, and all through the house, not a computer was stirring, not even its mouse. The CMAs were completed, the contract was signed, all with hopes of selling this house in record time. We sellers were resting all snug in our beds, while visions of sold signs danced in our heads. The house had been staged, decluttered with care, in hopes that great offers soon would be there. The kitchen was gleaming, the sidewalk swept clean. O spirit of curb appeal, make our house be seen. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, we scrambled to see just what was the matter. The Century 21 goalpost had started to glow, a warm golden light on the new fallen snow. When what to our wondering eyes should appear, our Z-Team agents with buyers, my dear. They featured and pointed and showed them the way. They smiled and agreed and nodded, okay. Our house got an offer the very next day. We accepted it and happily moved on our way. So remember this story when you need to move. The Z-Team Realtors will make it go smooth. On behalf of the whole Z-Team at Century 21 Lee Mack Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home, Linda, myself, Reese Tubbs, Sam McMaster, Darlene Clark, and April Bentley, we wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Time for a weather update and dam reports brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty here at Mountain Home, 870-405-0793. Retiredtoarkansas.net is their website. If you go there and click on live views, this is what you get to see. A little bit of frozen fog this morning.
A little bit. It's out there.
It's funny because when I went out to tend to the chickens this morning, you could see that the frost was coming in.
Yeah.
And I could just pretty much watch it hit the highest spot in my backyard, and by the time I came back through, the whole yard was covered.
I'll be darned.
With frost. Kind of strange.
Imagine that on a day like today.
Let's see if we can zoom in and see something a little better than the frost.
All right, how about some more frost?
Well, that's not as bad, though. That may be on the camera. You think?
No?
Yeah, I think
the
it is.
Different shades of it, I
think it's on the camera. What you're looking at is the city of Cotter, downtown Cotter, and the frost that goes along with it.
There you go.
Let's see. Will it go to one more? We got to wait on it, don't we? We can't just click it around.
No, but I can jump over to the still. This is the still view. This is what you're looking at from the main view. On a nice day, it's all clear and beautiful.
Bull Shoals to the left with the Rainbow Bridge, the state of Missouri off to the horizon there. City of Mountain Home to the right. The Witch's Hat Water Tower about 1 o'clock. City of Cotter there in front of you in the White River. This is what we can refer to as God's country. If you want to take a look at God's country throughout the day, go to retiredtoarkansas.net. Yep, see that fog just rolling across the river?
Yeah.
Go to retiredtoarkansas.net, hits the MLS listings, and see what's available in our area. If you see something that tickles your fancy, you probably ought to get on the phone, give them a call at 870-405-0793 because things are still moving pretty quickly around here. So give Bob and Linda a call. Let's check some temperatures. Where'd they go, Scooter? What'd you do with my temperatures? There they go. All right, temperatures. Mountain Home is 27, Harrison's 25, Batesville is 27, Yellville 27, Marshall 27. Salem, Arkansas is 24, Mountain View is 27, Calico Rock 27, West Plains, Missouri 24, Springfield 27, Poplar Bluff, Missouri is 30, St. Louis, Missouri is 28. Take a look at the radar. Got some snow up in Minnesota. Going to be plenty of snow in Wisconsin for when you go break a leg.
Yeah,
when you go skiing.
I figured. Yeah. We'll be driving through some blizzard thing or something.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
What, 9 of you in a 4-seater car?
Yeah, right.
We'll zoom into Arkansas here. From Rogers to Blytheville, from Fayetteville, Jonesboro, Fort Smith, over to Memphis, Conway, Little Rock, Hot Springs, Benton, Pine Bluff, Texarkana, and Greenville, Mississippi. State of Arkansas looks pretty clear right now, but it's going to get cold.
It is chilling down. Batten down the hatches.
Winter storm to bring blizzard conditions. Let's see, Wisconsin, isn't that where Green Bay's at? Where are you going up there?
Wisconsin, we're
How
over
far into are you going?
quite a ways. We're up by Wisconsin Dells. So the two places we're skiing at is what's called Cascade Mountain, and then we're going to attempt Devil's Head.
Oh, gosh. That doesn't even sound good.
No, it doesn't.
There's a blizzard warning in Minnesota. Winter storm warning in Wisconsin, Iowa, part of Kansas, and Nebraska, and the rest of us. It's going to be
we're in
storm
trouble.
watch. We're in a storm watch area. Well, up into Missouri it is. It'll be fun. And there's some more watches and warnings. Brisk wind advisory. That's the first time I've seen that.
Brisk wind
advisory. So you see this area right here, Scooter?
Yeah.
This is where you're going.
Yeah, that's going to get ugly.
Yeah. Freezing spray advisory.
I looked it up, and they're under blizzard-like conditions. Travel will be near impossible. Yeah, that's great.
Today, partly sunny, high of 43, low tonight 33. Rain and snow likely tomorrow, a 70% chance, up to a 90% chance.
1 to 2 inches.
Snow in areas blowing snow, high of 35 tomorrow. Thursday night, partly cloudy and blustery.
Blustery. I like that.
Going to get down to 0. Friday, high of 13 degrees and sunny. Mostly clear on Friday night, low of 5. Saturday, it's going to warm up a bit, high of 22, low of 11. Christmas Day, high of 35 degrees. Christmas night, low down to 24. Monday, it's going to be 38. And next Tuesday is going to be 40. Time for lake level and dam reports. Lake Norfolk, 553.73, 1.73 above full pool of 552. They are currently generating 1 at this time. As of 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, they haven't updated the report. Lake Bull Shoal, 657.15, which is 1.85 below full pool of 659. They are currently generating 4 at this time. That's the lake level dam reports and the weather update brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora. 870-405-0793 is their phone number. Retiredarkansas.net is their website. These are realtors you can recommend to your friends. I say they're always busy, but never too busy to help you with your realty needs. Again, their number is 870-405-0793. You're watching The Morning Show. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time for Community Happenings.
Community happenings.
Community
Here we
happenings.
go. Here we go.
Christmas in Cotter. City of Cotter has their lights up until December 31st. It's a tour of lights. They've had their house decorating contest, a Christmas tree contest. Go down to the City of Cotter, check out all the lights. Rainbow Bridge is probably lit up pretty nice. Tina and I need to take a ride down there and check that out over the weekend, see how that goes. Of course, we can't be without talking about the Coulter celebration of lights at ASU Mountain Home. And you say you're going tonight.
That's my plan. It's the last night that you can walk around and see Santa, so I'm going to try to get over there tonight.
Well, I went through there last night, went by there last night. There was cars waiting to turn in there from both directions, so that's pretty good. You know, wasn't too cold last night.
Well, they don't realize they're supposed to enter from the College Street.
Well, that's where they were entering from.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm saying is both directions on College.
Oh, okay, on College, okay.
Yeah, so they were waiting to turn in there, which is good.
So I was thinking both ends. I was like, wait
Folks,
a
when you
minute.
drive through there, check out all the lights and all the things that are going on there. Go by and see Santa. They've got the carousel set up, the little train is set up as well. But when you leave, make sure you drop something in the bucket, because 25% of that goes to the scholarship fund at ASU Mountain Home, and
Take care
the
of it.
balance of that goes to take care of all the lights and things, and that makes it pretty nice. So
Pretty
that'll
neat
be
to
pretty
have.
good. Yeah. Yep. Let's see here. There's one thing that I wanted to talk about. The wind chill, definitely going to be cold for the next couple of days. Take care of your pets. You know, make sure they got some warmth going on there.
Cover your water spigots.
Cover your water spigots. Check on the elderly. Check on the loved ones that are home alone. Make sure their heat's working well. Make sure their water pipes are all covered. Their spigots are covered.
If you're in a mobile home, I'd probably leave your water dripping just a little bit, which is a good call.
If you're in an older home, I would suggest that you do the same thing. The wind chill factor is going to be anywhere from minus 22 to minus 26 on Friday morning.
Ooh.
So it's going to be really, really cold. So go check
Get what
that
you
out.
got to get done today.
Do what you got to do. Could be a little bit of snow comes in. I don't think they're calling for a whole lot, but you definitely want to check your pets. Make sure they've got fresh water. Water freezes, so make sure that it's broke where they can at least drink it. If you have a garage, bring them in the garage.
Yeah.
Let them hang out in the garage. Did you see the duck house at McCabe Park?
I did not.
Guy Berry College and Career Academy built a duck house, a floating
That's
duck house to
awesome.
put out on a pond at McCabe. They're going to have some floating houses out there at each one of the city parks, and it's
That's
going to
cool.
be pretty cool at their ponds. This is the first one they put out. The ducks will love it.
That's pretty neat. That's awesome.
So they'll be protected from prey, because they'll be able to get out there on that duck house and be away from things that will affect them. But Guy Berry College and Career Academy has built the first duck house, and they've put it out at McCabe Park. Out on
Good
the
job.
pond, so that's
Good
pretty
job.
Cool. They do a good
like
job
that.
with those students over there, and it's a pretty good time. Deadline for shipping is approaching fast, so if you haven't shipped it today, you're probably not going to get there by
No.
Christmas.
Nope.
What else we got here to talk about, Scooter? Anything that you want to bring up?
Not that I know of. Just ready for Christmas.
You're ready for Christmas?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All shopping's done?
Pretty much. Most of our gifts is this big trip, so
I figure I probably ought to get started tonight after work.
probably a good time. That would be a good time.
You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll be back with the veterans folks, Dan Hall and Hollie Scoma. Be back in just a moment.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. This morning, Mr. Dan Hall, Arkansas Department of Disabled American Veterans, and Hollie Scoma, District 3 Veteran Service Officer. How you like how that rolled off?
You did very well.
See you there, Scooter?
Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
I don't even need a bell.
Bell? Don't either. Well, I don't want the regular deer. I just want the reindeer, so I got to ring the bell. Okay.
That's sad.
Isn't it sad?
Very specific.
That's just wrong.
Tomorrow I have scheduled the guys with the yellow jackets.
Uh-huh.
For me?
Mm-hmm.
You got the guys with the white coats?
Yeah, with their yellow jackets. Yeah. Because the white coat guys are busy. How y'all doing?
Busy.
Been a busy month?
Yeah.
Been a busy year.
Been a busy year.
Absolutely.
It really has, and we've got a lot done. The last really scheduled thing for this year we did on last Saturday, the Christmas party down at Fort Roots for the inpatient veterans, and that came off real well. We've got the group, the Busy Bee Quilters out in Oakland that make the lap quilts for the veterans in wheelchairs, and I think we had about 50 of those, and the volunteers from Good Samaritan made about 7 or 8 prayer shawls, plus some crocheted door hangers and a couple more quilts for the veterans' home down there at Fort Roots. And we sent all that down there. It goes over really well. You know, small things like that, when you have some of these veterans that have no family, that they're not going to see anybody at Christmas, they're not going to get a Christmas card. Well, we send down the Christmas cards that kids in middle school personalize to veterans. And
where is that?
Fort Roots.
Where is that, though?
That's North Little Rock.
In North Little Rock.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But it some of them just tear up when they get those cards and those quilts. So it's a meaningful thing.
Good time. Hard time, I bet. On a lot of those guys that are there, gals. Yeah. It's a hard time of the season for a lot of people in and out of the military.
But DAV and Auxiliary has been putting this on for several years, and they do this Christmas party and have some entertainment and whatnot. And some people like Colonel Todd will usually come by and do his thing. So, yeah, it's worth the time.
How about you, Miss Hollie?
We've just been busy with PACAC and our new CVSOs, our new county veteran service officers, if you will, coming in. So just preparing for those changes.
You know, Scooter, we need to rename this segment once a month.
Acronyms.
Just call it Ackerman City.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding. The Ackerman Show.
Welcome to the DAV Ackerman Hour.
ADVA.
And don't
That's
forget
the
to see your
Arkansas Department of Veterans
CVSO,
Yeah.
brought to you by IBM.
Yeah. So we've just been busy with those changes coming up, doing training and trying to get everyone spun up for the new PACT Act stuff that's coming down the line. So making sure everyone's aware and they have the best knowledge to go forward for their claims, things like that. So.
When you were here last month, you said you were going to have some new people this year?
Yeah, so we have 3 new people starting. So one started in Cleburne this last week, Miss Destiny Erzman. So she's replacing Miss Lisa there. So she's already started. We're going to have a new person in Marion County, as well as a new person in Fulton County.
Are they adding people or just replacing people?
So they are replacing people. Mm-hmm. So, but it'll be a good time. So get a new group in there, get them all learned up and everything and prepared. So start the new year off right.
And these new people that are in these counties, how big of an area will they have to cover? So
they cover their counties. And so we do have the projected numbers for them. So I think like Marion County is about 1,000, and then Fulton's a little bit less, veterans wise. But they all are responsible. We have a program that goes through them. So if they have a new person, they can add them and help them and get to see what other stuff happens. So we have a way of taking care of our veterans and making sure that they get like the best. So like all of ours have continuity with training. And so we also have one of our VFW trainers here, Dustin Matthews. He is having training in Monticello, Arkansas, on the 20th for all of our post veteran service officers. So we'll send that out so that even our post officers who are not affiliated and are normally volunteers get to be able to help too.
Everybody stays busy.
Yep.
This is the last few years. The continuity has really been there because she trains all these county veteran service officers, and they also invite the service officers from DAV and VFW and American Legion. So everybody's on the same page. And of course, like with Fulton County, it's kind of a good thing. Ken Crow got elected county judge.
Yeah.
So he's been the veteran service officer over there. So he knows what the job is all about, and so that adds to that continuity.
When we have a change as the judge here, Dan, will that make a difference on what goes on here?
Well, there's always some difference. I think it'll be minimal. I've known Kevin for years, and he's on board. He's makes sure that he's represented with our quarterly meetings with our suicide prevention program. And of course his HR gal, Keisha, stays involved. So I don't think it's going to be any kind of an issue at all as far as the change goes.
Yeah, so Charlie Leonard will still be there as our CVSO, so there'll still be that continuity there, so that won't change. And then we do have the Veterans Advisory Board that meets here for Baxter. So it'll still all kind of remain the same, and we'll make sure.
Should run smooth.
Yeah.
It should. And Kevin's been on the Personnel Committee for Quorum Court and on the Budget Committee. He was there for all the presentations that I've ever made regarding the veterans programs and what have you. So I don't anticipate any rough spots in the transition.
Oh, good. What else have we got this morning for just a little bit before we take our first break?
So I'm just going over, there's a ton of PACT Act trainings online.
What is PACT Act?
PACT Act is I don't know what the actual acronym is for, do you? We just call it PACT Act. So it's for our Vietnam and Gulf War veterans who served in burn pits as well as with Agent Orange. It's the presumptive cares. So they are doing mini trainings and information pushes out for those. So the VA has been trying to work really hard to make sure that information gets out to everyone. So if they have any of the, I believe it's 23 cancers listed, or any of the other conditions that are listed, which is quite a long list, that they are aware so that they can refile and possibly get compensation. So there's a ton of those going on. They could go online and look for them, or they could call us and we'll let them know what's the next one that's coming up.
PACT Act.
PACT Act.
Okay, we're going to break, so between now and the time we come back, you need to figure out what PACT Act is, because it's going to drive me nuts all
We'll
day.
look it up.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. At Letty's Mexican.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. We were talking to Dan Hall, Arkansas Department of Disabled American Veterans, Hollie Scoma, District 3 Veteran Service Officer, and we're getting the update for the month of December. And what is the PACT Act?
The PACT Act stands for the Promise to Address Comprehensive Toxics Act.
And she's not reading that, I promise.
I am reading that from va.gov.
It actually was a omnibus bill that there was about a dozen different things that had not gotten done during the COVID years when they weren't in regular order, and the only thing the Senate could pass is something was without objection, and they could do a vote that way. But if anybody wanted a discussion or an amendment, it just couldn't do anything. So finally they had this omnibus bill, and they put all of those different things having to do with the burn pits and some additional diseases related to exposure to Agent Orange in Vietnam. They put it all together and called it the PACT Act.
Yeah.
When you talk about burn pits, what are you talking about?
So burn pits were during the Gulf War. So during Afghanistan, Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, there was a couple of them, a couple hundred of them in the Middle East. And so they were pits that literally things were burned in, but it would go as far as being human waste, different chemicals, fuels, tires, like just a huge mixture of them. So like, for instance, I was stationed in Balad, Iraq, and while we were there, where the burn pit was, there was always a huge plume of like black smoke coming from there. And so it was not super close to us, but we would often have to go and work over towards it, and you would have to wear a mask or a filter, and that doesn't really do a whole lot because there's sandstorms and everything else. So Yeah, so it's just a lot of us were exposed to things that we're just not aware of, the same way with Vietnam vets with Agent Orange. So,
what was Agent Orange, Dan?
I forget the actual name of it.
It's Doxy.
I'll think of it.
Yeah, it's very long.
But it was basically an herbicide that they sprayed, and it killed every living thing. And at the same time, I go back to the Vietnam era, and for the years that they were paying this guy that we dubbed Dr. Orange, this expert that was claiming that Agent Orange was harmless, never bothered people, and so on. Of course, that was at the same time that the EPA was evacuating the town up in Missouri.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Times Beach?
Times Beach, yeah. They had some of the dioxin in the oil that they put on the roads, and so they evacuated a whole city. And then finally, in the mid-'80s, they agreed that, yeah, it does cause some problems, but ever since that, it's been an ongoing, what exactly are the diseases?
Yeah, what does it cause?
Yeah, and so there was a list of a half a dozen cancers and so on, and that has grown. Within the PACT Act, hypertension has been added to that list. So it's always updating.
Yeah. So I think within the past 3 years alone, they've added hypertension, hypothyroidism,
Parkinson's syndrome.
They continuously keep adding things, so it's not like it's like this big push and like, oh, here's 20 new things, we have them all. They're still finding out things that are being affected by it.
The National Academy on Science, Medicine, and Engineering was charged back in the mid-'80s to study these things and make recommendations to the VA. That lasted up until just about 5 or 6 years ago when that act expired. And so since that, there's been some that were recommended by the Academy that VA kind of ignored because the act had expired. So that took congressional act to force the VA to add these. It's just constantly the politics of dealing with, it's all about money, you know. A couple of years ago when the Academy recommended those 4 particular diseases related to Agent Orange, they drug their feet, and finally Congress created an act that added 3 of them. Hypertension was left out, and the main reason was it affected the most veterans and would cost the most.
Yeah.
So then they came back and added it here this last year.
Because so like, with the PAC Act, it opens up so many of our veterans for health care. It opens up those widows who had spouses who died of something related to PAC Act. They also can receive compensation. So it opens up the door not for like a couple hundred people, it's a couple 100,000 people. So it quickly adds up. So like with just the PAC Act passing in August, they've had over 115,000 claims. So, and that's only for PACT Act related. That's none of our newcomers who are getting out and doing claims, or any people who have been out since then, not PAC Act. So. And
that got added to 2 years before that, the Blue Water Navy Act, where originally people that were in country or in the surrounding waters were presumed to have been exposed to Agent Orange. Well, then some bright young attorney with VA decided surrounding waters didn't mean 12-mile limit. It meant if they actually came into port or went up the Saigon River. So that was the Brown Water Navy. They were eligible for care. And finally, I think in, good grief, 2019, there was a case won at the federal level, and all of these cases from what we call the Blue Water Navy that were denied 40 years ago had to be reopened. Very expensive.
How long does it take to get it to where it benefits the veteran? Like,
well, there's an awful
your case. How long is it before they see any monetary change?
Well, considering Proposio was like 72 years old when he won his case, and there were an awful lot of, thousands and thousands of veterans who had died in the meantime. But then that opens up to survivor benefits if they reopen those cases.
Is there back pay?
Yeah. Back to the date of the original claim, if there was one denied.
So for PAC Act, they go all the way back to August. So even if our veterans haven't filed and they plan on filing, they're going to go back to this August PAC Act date. So, and then if they've ever been denied, there's a potential for them to go back all the way to their original denial date. So if they've kept it open and done things, and yeah. So
Like
it's a
many
process.
other things, the government kicks these expenses down the road and kicks the can down the road until finally there's something happens. DAV has been 100 years of lobbying and for all of these particular things, and it just takes a lot of time.
It's crazy.
It is.
Absolutely crazy.
But we've had some really good news this year. We started out in 2016. Baxter County was the highest suicide rate in the state. So when we started our program, our Veterans Outreach Program, we've managed to work this down. I can tell you that as of the end of November, there was one veteran suicide in Baxter County.
Yeah, so I think me and Dan were talking about this earlier. I think a lot of these things, like the PAC Act, contributing to helping those things. So it gets them financial help that they possibly can need, medical help that they could enroll into VA care, and also burial benefits so that they're not worrying about afterwards for their families. So it kind of just sets them up for a little bit of financial success afterwards. So I think that kind of alleviates a lot of those symptoms for depression too. So
well, we've got the whole community involved in making sure that people aren't isolated, and veterans. We do buddy checks and what have you, bring people into the system. We had our July quarterly meeting of our community partners, and at that time the coroner reported there was one veteran suicide and 9 non-veteran. And then I just got the 1st of December, I got the last August through November, there were 4 more suicides in the county. None were veterans. So we're making a huge difference. We're trying to expand our program now into not just veterans, but the community at large. And we're working through Stephen Ministries and some other church groups to expand what we do to the whole community.
And how long has the prevention hotline been going?
Are you talking about the 988, the national hotline?
Last July.
Yeah, so that's where they switched to the 988 number, but it's been going on for the crisis hotline, I think, since like 2014 or something like that.
Oh, it's way before.
Yeah.
It's actually, the old line was the SAMHSA, Substance and Mental Health Abuse situation, and VA kind of tagged onto that number and put a press 1 if you're a veteran. And then as of July this year, we finally got it to a 3-digit 988 number instead of having to remember.
Has that made a difference?
It made a huge difference. If you've seen our billboards we put up 2 years ago, we had that long crisis hotline number. In July, when it went national, within the first 2 weeks, they found a 50% increase in calls. So we immediately went out and changed their billboards to put the 988 number on it. It's been very effective. We also now are tracking the area code from which these calls come in. And we've had a big change in the last 2 years that we've tracked. Baxter County 870 is not in the top 10 anymore of calls to that hotline, which means we're handling it right here locally.
What county has the largest concentration of veterans?
What county has the largest? I want to say
percentage-wise,
Bentonville.
Percentage-wise, Baxter County is one of the top.
Yeah, so we're one of the top 5.
We have 12.2% of the population are veterans here. It's around 12% in Marion County. There's a cluster in actually north central Arkansas that I actually happen to have it right here. You can see those counties within that circle are among the highest.
Oh, okay.
But basically, I go beyond that. If 12.2% of Baxter County's population are veterans, you also look at census tells us that the average household in the county is 2.5 people. So 2.5 times 12.2, about 30, a little over 30% of our population live in a veteran household, and they're equally affected by some of these conditions.
7:45, we're going to take another quick break. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville. Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z-Team.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you?
Welcome back to The Morning Show. Dan Hall, Arkansas Department of Disabled American Veterans. Hollie Scoma, District 3 Veteran Service Officer. And we're talking things, you want to talk about some women stuff happening.
Yes, so I am the Women's State Coordinator for Women Veterans. And so this year, or next year, in 2023, it's going to be our 75th anniversary of women being able to serve. So we've always kind of served and held an auxiliary kind of position, but in 1948, President Truman signed a bill saying Women's Armed Service Integration Act. So we've been able to serve since then. So in June will be 75 years of women's service.
75 years.
So we are going to be highlighting 75 women from each of the counties, which we have 75 in Arkansas. So highlighting 75 women veterans. And so if they have anyone wants to reach out or be nominated for that, they can reach out to me. My phone number is 870-404-6944. But it's just going to be a fun recognizing and celebrating our women veterans here. And then we're also going to have a women's summit in June here in Mountain Home. So we have a lot of things coming down the line for women veterans, so it's going to be exciting.
You were Dan had mentioned the lady's name. I didn't catch what it was.
Miss
101 years old?
Miss Edith Mitchell. She served in World War II. She was a chaplain assistant, so she served with the church in the Corps, so 102 on Christmas Eve.
102?
Or 101. They
101.
just served.
Okay.
They just celebrated her birthday last week at the church, so they had a nice big thing in the paper about it.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have a lot of really special women veterans around here that help the community and help, and we all meet. Our next.
Where does she live?
She lives here in Mountain Home.
Okay.
Yeah. So our next women's meeting for the Service Sisters is going to be on the 30th of December at Big Creek. It's going to be at noon. So
They're stepping up, Scooter.
So every month we get together and kind of meet, and it's just women veterans who go over our service and kind of have a little bit of fellowship. It's really awesome. And then our next one in January isn't going to be till the end of the month. So it's going to be on the 27th of January at noon at Holy Smokes. So we kind of go around. Dan makes fun of us a lot because we have really great restaurants and we all get together and we all wear our shirts and stuff.
Dan's just jealous that he don't get invited.
He's jealous
That's right.
that he doesn't get to go to all the cool restaurants.
Yeah, but we've got some key people. I think one of the vice commanders of the VFW here, Lieutenant Colonel Bohatti, you know her. I think she spoke at the Veterans Day thing. And of course, Colonel Mary Walker, who's been real involved with ASU and pretty much everything that we do with veterans, we end up behind the scenes. Mary Walker's involved in that. So
yeah, we have so many great women veterans in the community that are doing so many things for everyone. So it's super awesome to get together and hear like the kind of huge impact that we are having even across the state. So it's really nice.
Dan, what you got coming up after the first?
After the first, see, we have...
What have you got coming up between now and the first?
Between now and the first, I've got an anniversary on Friday.
Don't forget that.
45 years.
Don't forget that.
No, I can't forget that. We'll be going out to dinner. Christmas, we don't do much. It's just the two of us. She likes to put up her tree and put out her Santa Claus collection. And then I spend the next 2 months saying, don't get me anything. I got too much stuff now. I need to get rid of stuff. I don't need more stuff. And then in January, we have our dinner meeting for disabled American veterans. We used to do in December a veteran or a driver's appreciation dinner for, at that time we had like 15 or 16 volunteer drivers that drove the vans to Little Rock. We're down to like 3 drivers now. And so we don't have to worry about a special dinner. We just invite them to our DAVA dinner meeting, and it'll be the 22nd of January, and we'll all get together and get ready for next year.
Yeah, so we already have a lot of things on the board for next year.
Absolutely.
It's already coming down. So in March, we're going to have the National Vietnam Veterans Day. So on the 29th of March, and then in April, we're going to have Baxter County Veteran Fair, and we have a lot of things
We've got
just
Memorial
already
Day
starting
on the square,
to.
and then we've got our October outreach picnic. We're already working at that, getting sponsors for that.
So our 2023 calendar is already kind of filling up.
Starting to fill.
Yeah.
So we're always busy, and we're always trying to make sure our veterans are informed of all of these things and let everyone
Success
know.
is very motivating. It's hard to quit when you're winning, and when you look at the numbers and the veterans who we've been able to help and add to the system, the real reduction in suicides and so on, it's working, and the community's got behind it, and it's just really moving along.
Yeah.
What was your most successful event for 2022?
I think probably our outreach picnic in October is always kind of the highlight, because we invite, you don't have to be a member of any of the veteran service organizations, VFW or DAV. If you're a veteran or a family member of somebody who ever served in the military, come out and join us. We make a lot of new contacts that way, and we find a lot of veterans that are eligible for help they didn't even know they were eligible for, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And so after the picnic, and like last year, I think there were almost immediately after that outreach picnic, we had 18 veterans that applied for care through the VA clinic. And that's what it's really all about, bring them into the system. A lot of things that they're eligible for that they didn't know about, and a lot of things have changed just in the last 6 or 8 years, let alone in 20.
Yeah, just in 1 year, a lot's changed, so.
Yeah, if you were a Vietnam veteran, you got out after 4 years and never filed a claim, or filed a claim and were denied, that doesn't mean much, because the VA we deal with today is not the VA of 50 years ago. Yeah. So talk to your county veteran service officer. If you don't know his number, he works for the county judge. You can call your county judge and get that number. If you have particular issues here locally, you can reach me at 870-421-2322. My hours are Sunday morning 1 a.m. to Saturday night at midnight. I don't look at my watch or the calendar when the phone rings. If somebody needs help, give me a call. we figure out who we can refer you to.
Christmas is a tough time for folks, but I'm sure it's a tougher time for the disabled veterans that are sitting in a hospital. Is there a way to get them a Christmas note or a Christmas card?
Well, that's what we did with the Christmas party
But
last
like even
Saturday.
now, you did it through your group, but is there a way, Miss Jones may be sitting out there going, yeah, I want to send them a card, but I don't know where to send it to.
So, I mean, there's tons of nursing homes as well, like locally. So there's a lot of things nationally that you could send to a lot of our state hospitals or things like that. But locally, we have a lot of veterans within our nursing homes. So literally just writing a generic card and going to the nursing home and saying, hey, do you have any veterans? I would like them to have these cards. And they'll be more than happy to share.
Sure.
So
Good Samaritan, one third of their residents are veterans, and that was one of the things that really made our program take off is when we looked at people like that, like Jennifer Bates over there, who was the marketing director, like to help veterans. She became the commander of our new auxiliary unit. And instead of thinking of the auxiliary as family members of the members of DAV, we looked at it as those people who help us once a year, instead of just being a once a year assistant or donor. They became our auxiliary and kind of took ownership of some of these issues. And they do Christmas cards to a lot of veterans here locally, besides what we sent down to the nursing homes and so on. Locally, they have volunteers that do these Christmas cards all the time. We're starting to work on birthday cards.
There you go. The suggestion would be that if you have a tug at your heart that you want to do something for a disabled veteran, put together some Christmas cards, take them to the assisted living facilities we have here in Baxter County, and get them to the administrators. They'll get them passed out.
Absolutely.
Be a good time. What else have we got? We got about 3 minutes left here.
So there's a lot of our offices are going to be closed for the next week or two, with our county service officers out for holidays or vacation or things like that. So keep in mind, if you can't reach them, they will be coming back. It's just a small break, and that they could leave a message or they could reach out to us as well at the state. So 870-404-6944 for me. And so a lot of those offices will be closed. The VA is also, when they're processing claims, they kind of go on a mini holiday as well. So they'll probably be closed, so things are kind of slowing down just for a little bit. And then after the new year, it picks back up again. So if anybody's wondering about their claim status or trying to get answers like that, they can always call the 1-800 hotline, 1-800-827-1000 to get a status update, or they could just wait and then give us a call.
We also have some items available for veterans that have mobility issues, wheelchairs, that type of thing. I have some power chairs. So while it takes a little time for somebody to apply to VA for a power chair, in the meantime, while they're waiting, we've got them. I got a couple of them in storage. They need to be helping a veteran somewhere, not sitting in a storage unit. Again, if you have that kind of an issue and need some help with mobility, you can call me at 870-421-2322, and we'll put you in touch with David, who's got the key to that storage unit.
And there you go.
And so it's not just Baxter County either. We have a lot of them throughout the state as well. So there's like Stone County has a storage as well for those and things like that. So
we're expanding our footprint all the time. We work really closely with Baxter Regional, and they have about a 12-county footprint. Brian Barnett is out all over the 11-county area marketing to all of the providers that use Baxter Regional. So that's an avenue through which we can get...
Baxter Health.
Yeah, Baxter Health,
well,
not Rachel.
Yeah, now Baxter Health.
That's what they say. But at any rate, that's an avenue through which we can get our suicide prevention program out to the different doctors that see veterans and so on. So.
Awesome. Well, we thank you all very much for joining us each and every month, coming in, and wish you both a Merry Christmas, you and your families.
Thank you.
The mother of Pretty Boy.
So also next month, I've invited Charlie Leonard to come out here so that
there you
guys get to see a new fresh face. So.
We're going to get Dr. Wolford to come in also on one of these programs. That
Sounds
we have.
good.
Time for.
You've been watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll be back tomorrow.